Hello, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining our today's session or webinar about the new SYMPHO Dali portfolio extension and about some EQ product updates. For all of you who don't know us, this is my colleague Marcel Gollob. My name is Jörg Moritz. We are both responsible for the product management and product portfolio management for EQ. EQ as part of Traxon EQ. Today, as mentioned, we want to start first with the SYMPHO Dali portfolio. I think one word before that. I think, as you know, Dali becomes more and more important in all lighting control projects, and also the feedback from our partners is that they're moving into the functional lighting control direction. As probably most of you know, Sympholight is already quite advanced with the handling of Dali 2 protocol. That means we're fully supported. We fully support all connected devices, and I think now it was about time to come up with some portfolio to enhance basically the whole part of the general lighting segment. I would like to start with our new user terminal or wall panel. Oh, sorry, I don't want to start. Basically, sorry, one slide before, there was a little bit technical issues here, but I think now we're on track. There's a chat, Q&A chat functionality inside the Teams. So whenever you have a question, feel free to add any questions to us. If we cannot answer them by today, we promise when we will do it after the presentation. So, but now finally we can start, and I would like to start with a new range of SYMPHO Dali control panels. As you can see here, they are available in different versions and colors. So we have a gray metal finish, we have a white version, white plastic, a black plastic one. As you can see, they're available with 4 and 8 buttons. There's also a 2-button version, which is available upon request until now. So, but whenever you have a kind of a ideally bigger request, we are happy to serve you in this matter as well. All products are Dali 2 certified. They're all according to the IEC 62386 standard, which I just mentioned once. Therefore, I mentioned already, due to the full implementation of Dali 2, they can be easily integrated into Sympholight. Of course, they can be also used with other control systems. Of course, our recommendation is, of course, to use Sympholight for it. The nice thing about the Dali 2 is that the devices are powered via Dali 2, so there's no additional power supply needed. And the devices itself, I will show this in a minute a little bit more in detail. They also support the new Dali LED feedback according to the standard 332. The standard is currently not available, not released yet, but not ever. We already have started implementing it into Sympholight. And I think within 1.5 months, we will release a new Sympholight version, which then contains also the LED feedback. Where the locations of the LEDs, I will show you with a different camera in more detail. I think one of the nicest feature, or my nicest, from my perspective, personal feature, is that it's possible to do like some customized labeling. How this is going to be done, I will show you also via a detailed camera. And all SYMPHO products I will introduce you today are coming with a 5-year warranty. Coming to the installation, the devices are designed for standard European gang boxes of 60 millimeter diameter. Basically, there's a mounting plate, and then the device can be hooked with a frame onto this mounting frame. How this is going to work, I will show you also in a second. Then I mentioned earlier the customized labeling. Also here we will see this on camera, but just for you to understand the principle. So the middle part can be replaced with a transparent cover. Then there's an Excel template with different icons and different text, which you can use, or you can also design your own print. Of course, can be done in a paper format, any foil, sticker, whatever. And then after you have placed this custom labeling, you can just replace it with the transparent one. There's a little bit more details to the feedback LEDs. As you can see, they are always right next to the buttons, left and right. Basically, they're integrated in a similar way as you may know from the EQ glass touches. So they are handled via the workflow designer. So even in projects, if you have like an action pattern additional or some SYMPHO Touch app, everything then is synchronized. So it's not the matter that just you press a button and this will set the light automatically. So there needs to be some Sympholight logic added behind this. In short, just recap the highlights, and then I will turn on the different camera. I think the main benefits of the product, or the highlights, I mean, everything is DALI 2 standard and DALI 2 certified. We have many available materials: the black, the white, the metal, the custom labeling, which you will see in a second. I think it's a very nice feature. Then, of course, the seamless integration to Sympholight. That's then the case that you don't need an additional power supply. So everything is powered by the DALI bus, and of course the LED feedback. All right, so then let's switch the camera, Marcel, please. And let me show you how things work. So maybe first of all, let's have a look at the device itself. Excuse me, I think the camera angle. So this is basically the white one with 8 buttons. On the back side, you can see it's the DALI connection. Then you have this frame, and the full delivery content is like the mounting plate, the frame, and the push button, or sorry, the user terminal itself. If you want to install it, it's actually quite straightforward. So basically, you just screw in the mounting plate on the gang box, and then you take the frame, put it here, and then there's some springs on the device, and then you can just take it and push it down. So it's a little bit not ideal. I think I have, sorry for that. I think there's the frame is coded. I think I took it the wrong way. As you can see, there's some outer parts here, which has to be. So let's give it another try. And then you can see now it's secured and fitted to the wall. It's actually nice and even without any gaps. And this is basically the way how you install it. Hopefully it's okay to see it on camera. If not, please let us know on the Q&A chat. Coming to the labeling option, this is, by the way, the 8-channel version. I think also here, as you can see, a very nice black plastic. So let's say I want to create like a customized labeling here. So I can remove the inner part. As you can see, there's one plastic material for light distribution, so that you have some even light distributed over the printing. And then I just edit my printing here, which I have done with some icons, and just print it with a regular office printer. And then you can click it with this transparent frame, cover here, put it into the right here. And as you can see now, you have a nice, beautiful, custom labeled user terminal, which can be done, of course, then also on site or together with a customer. So actually, this gives you the full flexibility. No need for label makers, no need for any other stickers. So I think this is actually quite nice. Let's have a look how. Let's have a look. Maybe then as a recap. And then afterwards, I wanted to start. Let's have a look into how this is basically connected in Sympholight, which Marcel will show us. All product information, data sheets, manuals can be found, of course, on our webpage. I think even with regards to samples or any other commercial inquiries, please contact your corresponding local sales manager. Right, and then. As I mentioned, with the full integration of the DALI 2 protocol, it's actually straightforward to add them into Sympholight, and then Marcel will show us now how to do that.
Thank you, Jörg.
My pleasure.
Okay, so most of you already know Sympholight, so our main lighting control software. So therefore, we're supporting the DALI 2 standard. So we implemented 2 years ago already in Sympholight, and within the last years and months, there are a lot of improvements. So now you see here on the right side, on the bottom right, a scanned DALI bus. So we have the button stations here, but as well some other nice product Jörg will present later. What you see here is the DALI input devices. So itself, it means let's say the hardware which can be configured via some settings. And below this, you have instances. So it means also the benefit of DALI 2 is that you can connect up to 64 bells plus 64 input devices. And each input device can have up to 32 instances. So this is a huge number of possible control interfaces. Yeah, let's say only limited by the maximum power of the DALI bus. Okay, so it is possible to configure also the device itself. So just drag and drop from the real devices list to the canvas. You can activate this, and it's also possible with Sympholight that you can configure memory banks. So these are custom parameters which can be written into the device itself. Besides this, you see here the occupancy sensor and the light sensor. This one. Okay, occupancy and light sensor. They can be configured as usual. You can define which events you want to have in Sympholight to avoid too much bus hassle. It is possible to remove also events. It is possible to change, let's say, timer settings like long push, short push, and so on. So in some rare cases, it is needed to configure it. On the same way, it's also possible to use the presence sensor and the light sensor of one device also in the workflow designer, as usual, as with all other DALI devices. Yeah, I think from Sympholight side.
Cool. Thank you very much. Pretty straightforward. Very nice. Okay, so let's continue with the new SYMPHO products. As the next product, I want to introduce the new peer sensor, the SYMPHO peer sensor, as well as the user terminal is also DALI 2 certified. And this one is even D4i certified. So whenever you have an application which might need this protocol already, so they're completely certified by the DALI Alliance. It's a combination of a peer motion sensor in combination with a light sensor. So as you can see, both the motion instance is 303, the light sensor instance is 304. So according to the DALI 2 standard, as I mentioned, a combination of movement and illumination or illuminance measurement. As well as the user terminals, they're also DALI bus powered. So it's actually quite neat if you have them installed somewhere on the ceiling. So there's no need for a digital power supply. And also these devices, like all other SYMPHO products we will show today, are coming with a 5 years warranty. Looking at the potential applications, I think they're perfect for open plan offices, meeting rooms, classrooms, storage break rooms. I think wherever all of the areas where you want to switch off or on off lights in a smart way to save energy. Looking a little bit to the detection areas of the sensor, as you can see on the bottom left. So overall, or maybe let's start with the top right. So if you have like I would say an average ceiling height of 2.5 meters. You have like a detection radius of 8 meters. So I think this is representing Europe pretty good in terms of height. When it comes to the coverage, so you probably also noticed that there's different types of movement detection. So everything what's shown here with the orange arrays, so to say, it's basically slower than 0.3 meters per second, and everything to the center part. It's coming with a much quicker movement. So this is basically quicker, can go up to 0.4 meter per second. So I think whenever you have an application, I think especially something like kind of in the hallway, I think I think this has to be keep in mind that there's a difference in terms of the detection areas. Right. The installation, I will also show you in a minute with a more detailed camera view. It's actually pretty easy. The product itself is made for ceiling recessed installation. You have like these 2 springs here, but I will show you later in detail on camera. Also the highlights here, DALI 2 standard certified, D4i certified, powered by the DALI bus. It's a cost-effective solution, so please contact your responsive or local sales representative. Then the seamless integration to Sympholight, we will see by Marcel in a second. And then also the combination of multiple sensors in one device. So basically it's movement and illuminance measurement. So then, sorry, maybe can we switch the camera?
Yes, of course.
Basically also here, you see this is the peer detection, the IR, yeah, so to say eye or node. You have like an indicator which shows whenever movement is detected. And then on the back side, you have the Dali in and the Dali out, which can be then, of course, daisy chained. If you have like a recessed ceiling, you just have to take the two springs, bend them up, and just fit them through the hole, and then you can just release the product. Right. So that's basically how the whole product looks like. And then I would say as a next step, then let's have a look how this is implemented or can be controlled via Sympholight.
Yeah, just mix up a little bit the topics. I already showed this the sensor implementation. Yeah, I mentioned you see here in the Dali scan Dali bus the occupancy and the light sensor, and you see also directly some indication if movement is detected, or in the preview we'll see also some simulation of the brightness. And yeah, as I already showed, it is already available in the workflow designer, and you can mix it up with your required or preferred Dali logic. So let's mix it up again. So Jörg showed the button stations. Yeah, same as the button station. You see here the input device, so the main configuration of the button station. Which can be configured also via the memory bank. So we have this memory bank editor where you can override some, let's say, custom behaviors. Yeah, besides this, you will see here the 8 instances, the 8 buttons of this button station. Jörg showed in the camera. So you see here also, if you press a button, then it automatically appears here in the Dali tree and showing the reaction. So for commissioning or so on, you see directly in response to this action. Yeah, quite easy. If you want to use it in Sympholight, you can drag it from the real devices list into your canvas. Then it automatically appears in the virtual device list. I think if you press the button, you will see here also the preview in the yeah, you see here directly number 1 is also lighting up in the preview. And if you want to use it in the workflow designer, very easy. You choose here button stations, buttons. Then you can take this button and we have various events like short push, long push, double press, switch on and switch off event. And yeah, straightforward Dali 2 standard. So if you're using this button station, you have the full capacity of the Dali certification.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So then let's continue with the next product. As the next one, I would like to introduce another Dali multi-sensor. Sorry. This I know I'd like to introduce. Basically another Dali sensor, but this is not a peer sensor. This is a radar, an HF sensor. As you can see, it's pretty much the same form factor like the peer sensor. Also this one, Dali 2 certified, D4I certified, but instead of having an infrared detection, we are using microwave or radar technology. The sensor itself comes with 2 antennas, so basically to create like a very large area of detection. Also here, same like with the peer sensors, the instance for motion 303 light sensor is 304. Also here, we're talking about, yeah, it's already clear, like it's a combination of light and motion. Also, this one is designed for ceiling recessed installation. And of course, also the same like with the peer. There's also no additional power supply needed. It can be powered via the Dali bus. Applications for this, I mean, as probably most of you know, the HF or radar is slightly different. So the radar signal can go through wood, for instance, or it's not like limited by hard materials. So I think therefore this application here for this HF sensors, I think something like yeah, restrooms, especially this toilet cubicles. I think it's a good application. Then of course changing rooms, all the sanitary areas. even like yeah, multi or just like car parks. It's a good application for this. Looking a little bit to the characteristic of this detection areas. So in short, as you can see on the bottom left, so with an installation height of 10 meters, you have like something like a detection radius of 10 meters. But I think with this type of sensor, you're not only, let's say, limited to install this in ceiling. This can be, of course, also installed directly inside a wall to detect like kind of an like a horizontal area. I think if you do it like this, you can see right next to it that you have like with around 21 meter reach, and then like something like a radius of almost 18 meters. Looking at the standard application height in Europe, let's go back to the 2.5 meters. So you can see in 2.5 meter installation height, you have like something like a detection area of, yeah, let's say 9 up to 10 meters. Let's go to the next. Similar like the peer sensor, also this one will be installed with this installation springs. So they have to be bended and then slipped into the hole. I think also the highlights here, I think very similar like the peer sensor. You can also see it's like kind of like almost like yeah, the twin products beside the technology, but the form factor is the same. I think also here, DALI 2 standards, D4I certified, no power supply needed, cost-effective solution. So please inform yourself and get pricing. Easy installation to Sympholight. I think we will skip this for now because I think the implementation is quite similar, like with the peer sensor. Right, and also here, like for all shown products before, all data sheets, manuals can be found on our webpage. Then I want to continue with our new relay. So as you can see, it's a 4x12 amp DALI 2 relay. Also, of course, DALI 2 certified, also, of course, with 5 years warranty. I think in particular, this device supports the zero crossing detection. So the device will detect where the sinus curve is, and therefore the lifetime of the relays, or it will switch on a very special moment. So it will basically increase the lifetime of the relays. Of course, you can control each of the 4 LEDs independently, DIN-rail mountable. You can see it on the PowerPoint and also, of course, on the camera. Having a quick look here. So basically, you have the 4 relays on top. I think the factory default is that are normally closed. Then on the bottom left, you have the AC input, and then on the bottom right, you have the AC, the DALI in-out for daisy chaining. Very simple wiring diagram. So basically, you can use the same voltage what you use for the power supply of the device. Of course, also for switching the loads. And of course, here also all data sheets can be found on the web page. If you want to, we can switch on the camera quickly. But maybe let me finalize this slide here. Sorry. But also here, I think it's pretty much comes the same like with the others, besides the zero crossing detection, which is, I think it's a nice feature. Looking at the current switching, so resistive load, resistive load, you can go up to 4x12 amps. Inductive load, 4x2 amps, and with the capacitive load, you can go up to 12 amps again with 4 times. So let's have a quick look on the camera, and then Marcel will show us how we can devise in Sympholight. Basically, what you have seen probably almost already on the PowerPoint. So basically, you have like the 4 relays here, the AC power supply on the bottom left, and of course the DALI in-out, or basically the DALI connection on the bottom right. So now let's have a look how we can integrate this into Sympholight.
Okay. So yeah, the integration is really straightforward. So the relays will be simply detected as ballast. So if you scan the bus, you will detect 4 ballast, and you it's the same way as the sensors and other devices. You can easily drag them into the canvas. And then with the value between 0 and 100%, you can control the relays. So yeah, if 0, then the relay is open, and if below above 90%, switch on. With the Sympholight, you have also this direct testing functionality. So see here directly the response in the 3D view. Yeah, really straightforward. You can configure also some thresholds, and you see here on the side on the right side some further settings. Besides this, in the automation, you can use it or control it via the ballast group. So if you send a value to 0%, again the relays are open, and above 90% the relays are closed. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Good. Going back to the presentation.
Right. So let's go for the last SYMPHO product today. I think I just introduced the 4x12 amp the relay. There will be also soon, soon means like 1.5 months, available a 4x16 amp Dali relay. Picture you can see here. I think also application-wise, whenever you need to switch a load, if it's a LED power supply or any other kind of load, of course, using the relay is the right way to do it. Same like with all other SYMPHO products, Dali 2 certified, supports line voltage, 100 to 240 volts, 4 channels up to 16 amps. I think the inductive, capacitive, and resistive load we will see within the next slides. This relays can also switch in particular like DC voltage. There's also one slide for this. DIN rail mountable, 5 years warranty. I think, yeah, pretty straightforward. Having a closer look here. So basically on the top left, you see like the 4 relays, same like with the 4x12 amp. They are normally closed. Line voltage input in the middle, and then you have the Dali in-out functionality on the right. Looking at the, let's say, the basic wiring diagrams, you can see on the left side it's with AC voltage. So also again here, I think of course you can use the same voltage which supplies the device also for switching loads. On the right side you can see that when you do the DC voltage switching, then of course you need to apply like a different additional line voltage, of course, to the device. Also, as a summary here, I think very similar to the other relay. I think maybe I want to highlight here the current switching. So you can go, you can see with resistive load, you can go up to 16 amp, inductive load up to 8 amps, and capacitive load up to 5 amps. Right. And the same like with all other products we introduced here. Yeah, basically all information can be found on the on the webpage. If you require more information, feel free to reach out to your corresponding sales or to Marcel or myself. You can reach us by email or by phone or whatever you prefer. All right, so then the last slide on the SYMPHO portfolio. So you can see now I think we introduced the push button coupler almost like 1.5 years ago. Now we've added a full range of sensors, a full range of user terminals, a full range of relays. What's basically following within the next couple of months, there will be one Dali 2 certified rotary dimmer, which will be added to the portfolio soon. There will be a new phase cut dimmer and also a triarc dimmer, which will be added to the portfolio. So stay tuned on that. But you will receive a newsletter update on this anyways. All right. So I think this is the last slide with the SYMPHO portfolio. So now Marcel will take over and then he will introduce some EQ updates.
So we have a couple of questions regarding the Dali portfolio.
Yes. Let me try while you present.
Okay.
I will try to cover this. And then,
okay, perfectly. So yeah, I really want to throw some virtual confetti. The good news is that after a long journey, Sympholight 4.4 is out since yesterday. So you can download this from eq.com or Traxon-eq.com. Yeah, it is let's say for the Core S reborn. a whole new framework in the background. So in the past, we had some challenges with some memory overflows within the device. And with the help of many partners, also here in the line, thanks again to helping us. We did many thousands hours of testing, of long-term testing to make the core as reliable as it deserves. Really thanks again. So besides this, the new Sympholight release contains also some new internal EQ products. Contains some bug fixes, and there will be also some performance improvements on the Core S. But the main message is if you have a Core S project or Core SP project, then please update to the newest version. So if you have some issues with, let's say, memory or restarts, it do not need to happen, but it can happen. So please use this latest version. And very nice. Thanks for testing as well for the Core SP and also for the older Core S. The update can be done via a web interface, via web UI, as well as SD card and USB update. Okay, next thing you may already have seen on social media, we upgraded the LCE3 to LCE3 Plus. So yeah, we are making a lot of thoughts about the new name, but LCE3 Plus is the final decision. I summarized its double performance in the LCE3. So our, let's say, big working horse for the big projects, for the Dali and dynamic lighting projects. If you order already an LCE, you will automatically get the LCE3 Plus, the latest state-of-the-art hardware with industry components. So we provide 5 years of warranty. All the magic inside, EQ magic inside. So you will receive also the LIS and the full Sympholight license. As well, there will be also the FX version. So if you're using Emotion FX, and with the FX version, you will receive also a capture card for Sympholight. So if you need to work with external video sources, FX version will provide this. For those of you who didn't work with the LCE before, with the big one, so we have some, let's say, special interfaces. So we have in front a display which can be feeded from the workflow out of Sympholight, that you can send some custom messages like temperature, failure, or whatever. Can be shown directly for the maintenance crew. You have some direct access buttons on the front and the back side. You will have relays and some inputs for direct button control. Quick overview, because now the LCE range is really up to date. So we have the 2 years old now Simple Core SP for small projects, for medium-sized Dali projects. As well, we have in the middle the LCE3 MX, so dry without fans, industry rated fanless operation up to 60 degrees. So it could be also used in an outer enclosure for thermal challenging project. Mid-sized projects, also very nice for some Dali lighting projects. And finally, the LCE3 Plus on the right side as the normal LCE3 Plus and the LCE3 Plus FX. All of these products are available on the EQ website and ready to order. Okay, coming to Symphocity. So we visited all of you in the past. We talked a lot about Symphocity. Today, we want to give you an update. So Symphocity is, let's say, ready. Within the next weeks, we will invite to further calls, presentations to this. Today, I just want to give you a quick overview what is Symphocity, and the next time we will do some live presentations with some instances and so on. But first of all, for those of you who didn't heard about Symphocity, Symphocity is let's say a remote platform to manage multiple lighting projects. So imagine you have, let's say, a building with multiple Sympholight instances running on LCEs or Core S's, or you have a citywide network of various lighting installations. They are all connected by a VPN. And then you have one central, let's say, point of entrance for the maintenance crew, for you as a partner, or for the marketing crew who want to change the content, who want to observe the fixtures, who want to change something on the installation without deeper knowledge of lighting or about deeper knowledge of Sympholight. So Sympholight is a commissioning software, and Symphocity is the remote access software. One benefit is it is not a cloud solution. So if you purchase Symphocity, then Symphocity is yours. So you can install this in your own IT infrastructure or the IT infrastructure of the customer. So especially if you're working with cities or with public government projects. So you always have the hassle that they don't want to have data in the cloud. So if they have a VPN, and mostly they have a VPN, then you can install it in the VPN. You have a very low data bandwidth for communication. So also with modem communication, it will work very well. One-time purchase costs, so no recurring costs. So it's very interesting for the most of our partner business. I mentioned easy to use without programming. You have really easy access point to the lighting installation. You change something, you have very less commissioning support on it. And let's say if the user log in, change something, then it's done. So the lighting intelligence, the magic, the workflow, all is working on site within Sympholight. With Symphocity, you just make changes on demand. Coming a little bit to the overview of Symphocity. So these are now some live screenshots out of the software. So first of all, you have the site management. This is let's say the commissioning part of Symphocity, where you hook the instances into Symphocity. So just provide a name, provide the address, the access credentials, and then you can give some colors for identification. So let's say you have a lower building, upper building, or whatever, so that you can make your own logic on it. You can provide some nice pictures, and later on in Symphocity, this visualization will be used for identify the locations. Besides this, Symphocity has also some two user levels. You have the standard user, so if you log in, you are a simple user where you can start and stop sequences, where you can do things only the expert user, so the second level, are allowed to the simple user. So for instance, you can create a dashboard with multiple graphics or whatever, and you just want to provide some things only for you as an expert, but the standard user are allowed to only play 2 or 3 sequences, for instance. But coming later on it. Which boards do we have? So we call it boards, but we have different tabs for different applications. The first one is the system board. The system board is also free of charge. So it means if you purchase a Sympholight, then you automatically have also this system board included. This remote access board allows you to observe the Sympholight instances, so call it the server. Besides this, you see also all eNet devices, Simple and Butler devices in list, and you can go deeper and with a click you go into the device itself and see local site information. Besides this, you see also IP addresses, you see temperature of the devices, the online status as well, and provided names. Besides this, it is also possible to have some hyperlinks onto the web UIs of the devices. For instance, you have multiple Core S's, then you can open the web UI of the Core S and upload a new show file on it. It is also possible to include external content like an IPTV camera. So imagine you have a nice, beautiful facade, but you don't know what happened outside on the facade, or you want to observe if there's a pixel issue. Then you can place an IPTV camera, and the stream can be used to visualize into Symphocity. As well, if you have a Moxa network switch or so on, and the web UI can be also integrated into Symphocity. I didn't mention, so Symphocity works via REST API. So Sympholight provides this encrypted API, and Symphocity connect to this API, and we have a secure connection. But we recommend to use an VPN customer environment. Yeah, for instance, here we see now this camera integration. Only the experts should be able to integrate new camera pictures and so on. And this is also possible that only if you are hooked as an expert into the system, that you can integrate new links. You can provide some additional information and so on. This is a sneak preview to later this year. So we will provide also the log, so the Sympholight log. There you can see for things like if this Sympholight has restarted, if there was a power loss on site, if there are some warnings, RDM warnings, and so on. But you can also send from, a little bit more technical, but we are already on the technical level, provide custom messages from the workflow into the log of Sympholight, and these custom messages can be also shown here. So for maintenance crew, it's very helpful because you have all this data which going on site within the system log. It is also possible to export everything. So you have this export button on the top, and they can export a file which can be provided to other participants. Coming more to the graphical part, so to the creative part, we have this called Playboard, where you can see all sequences of all instances. You can start them, you can stop them, you can pause them. You have a grandmaster fader, you have a stop all button, and you as an expert can create multiple dashboards with multiple sequences, and you can decide which sequence is shown, which sequence is shown on which dashboard. Besides this, we have also a tablet mode where you can enlarge, let's say, the sequence view, and it can be used on a tablet or warm on screen. What's also possible is you all know the requirements from customer to change easily a color with an easy color picker without using Sympholight. You could do this on the action pad, but if you have multiple instances, you want to do it, let's say, more on a convenient way. For this, we provide also access to the colors within Sympholight. Besides this, you can create an own global color library where you can store favorite CI colors. And besides this, it's also possible to share one color directly to multiple instances in once. So, but I think this feature can be shown on the next presentation. A sneak preview to later this year is that we will also provide an extension to Dali, that also Dali scenes and direct Dali control like brightness and color temperature. We will provide it also on these dashboards. Very powerful if you have multi-building installation and multi-access level that you can control also Dali scenes. Besides this, it's also possible to change Dali scenes within the dashboard so that you can override the current scene within Sympholight from Symphocity, changing the brightness and the color temperature. Imagine you running through the building and want to adapt this. You can do this directly from your mobile, from your tablet or from your laptop. Yeah, the expert view where you can decide which sequence, which Dali scene are shown on which dashboard. Very powerful. Besides this, we will provide the second version of the scheduler. The second version of scheduler, looking more nice. It's directly integrated into Symphocity. You see multiple multiple events in one list. You can filter this list. You can create one-time events. You can create recurring events. You see on the right, there are multiple ways to create a scheduler event. So an event is, for instance, I want to start sequence number 3 at this time, and 2 hours later, I want to stop this sequence. And this is straightforward, so very similar to convenience software. Yeah, talking about the energy board, last year we released the Beauty Genius device. You see on the right, the blue box. It is available with 4 and 8 channels. With this device, you can switch loads, but you can also measure the loads. And with Symphocity, we provide a nice and easy way to visualize and maintain this information. Besides this, it's also possible that you have a very nice view about the history. So there is also a recording over time of the energy values that you can compare, for instance, dates dates, and then you see some anomalies on your installation, or you see broken fixtures or whatever. So you can also export this information, and talking about energy saving, you can also provide some optimization plans to your customer. For instance, optimizing sensor installations or optimizing brightness reduction. And you can directly export a report to your client and showing what has been achieved. Next board, this will be provided in version 2. So later this year is called fixture board. The fixture board is, let's say, the central place where you can maintain and observe all the fixtures behind the simple nodes. So it means Dali devices, which have a bidirectional communication, but as well most of the Traxon fixtures and other RDM fixtures, providing an feedback, and this feedback can be shown within Symphocity. You see live data of all your fixtures. So this data will be available via technical MQTT API, and this data can be filtered on this list. You have a direct overview about faulty devices or devices with an anomaly. For instance, you have a temperature which is increased and so on. This can be visualized on this dashboard. Besides this, it's also possible to export the current view. For instance, you have a faulty list or issue list. You can export this and hand over to a local maintenance guy, and he can go on site or she can go on site and check the fixtures physically. Besides this, we are also working on a location history. Again, history over time. For instance, you want to check the events within a room or temperature events or whatever of fixtures. You see this in a very nice overview, and you can filter by instances. You can filter this by groups. And for instance, you have a room, you want to see, okay, the light sensor has thrown an event. And after this, the lighting has switched on to 100%, and these events are all logged into this historical data overview. I think this was very quick an overview about Symphocity. It's very powerful, and today it was really a quick wrap up. Thanks to have the chance to show this to you today. And within the next week, we will invite to further information. Okay.
Very cool. Thank you very much, Marcel. I was just trying to take care of some questions in the Q&A area. I was hopefully able to discuss or address all of them. There's one open topic from someone who is asking about if the devices can be, or if there's a specific version for UK and then Ireland. I posted my address, so it would be actually very nice and helpful if you could just send me the specification of a device which is compliant with the local requirements, and then we can have a look into this. There's definitely a way, instead of having the round gang box or the flush mounted box, the 60 mm, it's also possible to use them with the, I believe, this also 60 mm, the squared one, which is, I think, common in the UK. Nevertheless, I'm happy to discuss and support you. This is request by email, and then we can take it from there. Other than that, I don't see any open question. I believe when you basically reply to this invite, you were also able to see my email. So please feel free to reach out at any time. Of course, please feel free to reach out to your local sales representative when you require samples, pricing, or you might have already first projects in mind. Thank you very much from our side for listening to us. It was a great pleasure. Yeah, and as Marcel mentioned, we will be back soon with some more information, some more updates on the EQ product side. And yeah, thank you very much, and talk to you soon then.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.